Hello from the Dreamport Discord server. I'm Shadow's Pub, bringing you Pimp Your Post Thursday. On the show today, we'll share posts, meet others, and have some fun. You can share your own posts or someone else's you really like. To take part, drop the PYPT emoji into the show text channel. I'll add you to the list to take a turn sharing posts. When I call on you, add your post link to the text channel, come on voice, tell us about it. Keep it brief, like a short commercial for the post. If you can't do voice, it's okay. You can share by text, but the text and the link must be ready to paste into the text channel when I call on you. You can have more than one turn, but you must use the emoji for each turn. Okay, let's get started. And we're going to call on Wandering Moon first. Maybe. There we go. Okay, Wandering Moon, tell us about this. Mm-hmm. Especially when we fall on our butts. No, you don't want to go there? Some cultures really do cherish the elderly, and other cultures need to learn to. Alright, thank you, Wandering Moon. And Cherry, you're up. And this post is about a gift making contest. In this post, we'll learn how to create a gift to use in our postings. Okay, thank you. Tutorials are always a good topic. And Amy, you're up. Oh, okay, Xander. Well, you see, here's the thing, Amy. You pay that forward because you contribute to making it a wonderful place to be, too. That's why community is so important. We all play our part. Okay. Looks like we'll give Old School a call on this one. And give him a moment to react. There we go. And he says, a fun informal game played in the comments. Everyone gets a prize. Well, that's different. Play a game in the comments. Aha. Tracy's post must have dropped. Okay, Amy, go for it. Don't forget there are draws running in the show text channel. Just go up and click on the emojis. Nice try, Wandering Moon. But I'll tell. There she is. Yeah, you're right. There is certain people, it's like you've got matching energy and you just know that you're going to like that person. So did the mean faced soldier connect with you too? Gotta love it. Okay, Alessandra, you're up. Are you doing this on mobile? On desktop? So the beauty of desktop is you don't have to switch between voice and text. You go into the text and the voice is to the left. Is that is that not the way it appears for you? Or not to the right. It's to the right, not the left. Voice is to the left, text is on the right. Seriously. I don't know how you could make those disappear. See, that's the view I have. So the text channels there to the right, and then the channels are to the left. Oh, this looks familiar. Tell me about it. Well done. Yes, because that is the unexpected piece of information there, isn't it? The other unexpected piece of information was that Bonfire of the Vanities actually goes way back further than the novel by that title. What wrote the novel? Thomas Wolfe. Thomas Wolfe. So it is. And ghost punk was what was used to get those figures around the fire. That was the style. Ghost punk. Um, One of the things we're finding with the AI generators is you can put just about any word along with punk, core, and or wave, and come up with some interesting effects. Punk actually gives the most interesting ones. Yep, wave's another one. Punk will end up giving the old school asks what the red X's are for. That's me using the wrong emoji. Yeah, punk will give the most interesting variations on effects. Core is probably next, and wave is sometimes it gives some interesting effects, but not that often. That's kind of makes life interesting for us. Amy, go ahead, Alexander. Pardon me. What would it be? A shade of white or gray? There you go. There'll be a color forecast coming out on that. Amy, go for it. That's okay. We're not loaded up with a big long list. We can kind of amble our way through. There you go. Yeah, that's quite a name. Wake up, kitty. You know, not too often I actually want to wake up the kitties. I usually prefer them sleeping. She is really good. She does that leader. And old school is up. And old school says you can use Canva. You don't have to know how to Photoshop. I have an account on Canva, but I hardly ever use it. But then I have other tools. Something that people that are creating books, like, low content books and that sort of thing. Hey, Blue. Um, they have to be careful of, because if they use elements out of Canva, even if they have the pro account, they don't actually have copyright to it. They have license to it. And if you're putting something up on KDP, you can't say that you have copyright to the materials that you're using. So you've got to be careful if you're using materials out of Canva and wanting to do something commercially, that you've got the correct rights. Here we go. I put it above his blues emoji. I'm really working. Yeah, there was a big to do about that not too long ago, and I was following it, and I kind of went, "Oh, so that's the difference." There's a couple of people got their KDP accounts shut down because they were using stuff from Canva. So that would definitely get people's attention. Amy, you're up. All right. Thank you, Amy. Stretchy fabrics. And blue, you're up. Well, you've got to admit, you never say anything wrong while you're on mute. True, but I didn't really want to go there. Oh. How did that happen? Ah. Dream snuck in to say hello in the text channel. She must be working today. I kind of figured that she would. All right. You may. Yeah, that'll keep her out of mischief. 7 hour trip, you said, to New York City? And Azaria is with us today. You missed her last week, Blue. Oh, Strega has joined us. It's good to see. Xander, you're up. And he was ready and waiting. And he says, this is my entry into the contest of the new community, the photo essay, and the theme is all about yellows. Photo essay. That's a new community, Xander? That's okay. We don't dock points for being late, Strega. We'd rather just see you show up. So Xander says that's a new community. Cool. Thank you, Xander. Amy, you're up. Amy. Probably getting her link. There we go. Now, that's an image that could be taken in many ways, isn't it? But since you're doing it as part of a gratitude one, I see that as two fingers coming together. So, what is your gratitude challenge? Gratitude can be an important thing to practice on a regular basis. Um, One of the journals series of journals that I've designed is called Choose Yourself First. And when you open a new journal page to start your journal entry for that day, right at the top is two boxes. And on the left is a box that says, I am grateful for, and on the right is my needs today are. And you can fill those in before you go ahead and do the journal entry you're doing that day. And that was one of the reasons I designed it that way, is because gratitude can be an important practice. Impl- Saria says she lists what she's grateful for at night because it helps with her anxieties. kind of takes the focus off of ourselves and onto the things around us that are worth noticing, doesn't it? Speaking of which, Blue, you're worth noticing and you're up next. Nice segue. I saw, no, they're not. They don't have to be. I read the. I only read the post this morning of what the challenge was, and I did. Well, it didn't say you couldn't do it serialized. It just said they didn't have to be. Dr. J. I like that. We have a new rating: PG-13 and Dr. J. Have you been talking to Dr. J recently, Alessandra? We'll have to let her know this one. Mm-hmm. So maybe it'll need to be the Dr. J version so that it can come together better. Hey, good luck, Alexander. As many years as I've known him, he won't share that pen name. Oh, you've got it on both. Yeah, he just keeps tantalizing us. Won't share it. We could increase the sales though. All right, Strega, you're up. We can. Glad to see you back, Strega. And as usual, your lovely images. You're glad to see you back? Perfect. And old school is up. Did you go anywhere in your holidays, Strega? Okay. So, old school is sharing a post from, I think it's pronounced Zerachka, who is in the Ukraine and sharing a post about the dam that was broken there. Well, I was trying to be polite about it. Blown up. Yeah. Yeah, what I read was that it's forcing the Russians to actually retreat. It's almost like they did it to themselves for that purpose. So she or he, I'm not sure which it is sharing their experience with it. If memory serves me correctly, and Kitty Girl can elaborate on this probably, I believe this account has done some fundraising for groups inside the Ukraine. Yeah. It's going to be a wonder if it, well, first of all, if this ever ends, and secondly, if it does without a major nuclear incident. Ah, and I don't think that the hummingbirds are going to go for it. Oh, well, that's the good news that it didn't have become the background noise, but it's also good that a fire didn't start. Yeah, I noticed that. Okay, Amy, you are up. Amy. Okay, tell us about this, Amy. All right. Thank you, Amy. And Balikas, you're next, as in you're up. Hello, Balikas. Thank you, Balikas. And Alexander, I'm glad you brought attention to that because I had missed your emoji. Oh, good. Well, it's your turn. You're up. Thank you. That's an interesting topic. I don't think I've ever seen that addressed in an article. And this area, you're up. Hello, too. Mm-hmm. Bluefin knows he's actually used it. Nice. So one of the little things that I love playing with in Midjourney is I will take a quote, or you could use the song title, and use that as the prompt and see what it generates. And then I start adding some styles to get different effects on it. Oh, so you can put like a style name, like say you wanted to go ghost punk, like I showed you earlier, and it's just comma, and then you put your subject, and then anything else you want to add afterwards. You don't have to put the style first, but I seem to find it has a better effect if you do. Yep. And there are all kinds of styles you can use. There's the traditional art styles, and then there's other words and phrases that Midjourney will actually respond to. Go over to my Instagram account if you want to see some playing. So Bluefin would like your YouTube channels. He's dropped his in there. Ah, ooh, Sir Bluefin. You know you want to play the game. I own a bunch of Splinterland cards. I don't play the game. I rent them. You don't have time to play. Most of the cards that I got, and I wouldn't be surprised Blue did the same thing, that when the game first started, I bought them to see what the it was like, what the process was like. And then I come to find out that I could rent them out, and it was like, oh, cool, I'll do that. Well, it's not a big income thing, but it's a nice little passive income that you never really have to take a second look at most of the time. So, go for it, Alessandra. What's that? Holy frig! And they call me Dan. They call me Dan was there. And Kitty Girl and Melinda. Oh yes, Uncle Bonehead. That's pretty cool. Well, I can't follow that act. You're gonna have to delay it another week. I think the best you're gonna get from Blue is he might listen on the browser. Yes, it is. Take care, Alessandra. By the way, Alessandra, you won 3 HBI. As did Wandering Moon and as did Strega. And Amy, you won 1 HBI. See you, Alessandra. And Xander, you're up. And I search for new content creators so I can help even by presenting it here at PYPT. Let's support and welcome them. And OLG Bay. Old Bay? I don't know. I don't know how to present how to pronounce several of the names, but go check that post out. I think that's an excellent idea. Thank you, Xander. And Old School is up next. Good thing we can say things in writing when we don't mess things up too badly. Soft's just made a new post about her garden. Let's go say hi. Softsu is somebody that we knew from a site called Uptrends, and she's on Hive. She does do some good content, but we don't see her very often. I think she's had some health issues. And next up we have Balikas. Balikas. There you are. See you typing. Want to tell us about this? Thank you, Balikas. I think we caught most of that. You're cutting out a little bit. Your network's probably playing havoc on you. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is do your best. Thank you, Balikas. And let's see who won. Old School won the 5 HBI. So, do we have? Okay, Xander. Thank you. And go for it, kitty girl. See you now. interesting analogy. You have to check that one out. Mm-hmm. And it's connections you don't always think about. Oh, blue dropped off. Interesting. Okay, do we have anybody else that's got something to share today? I see old school typing. I see Amy typing. Oh, sure. Go ahead, Amy. You can unmute if you'd like. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you write a fiction story to do with thread, whether you make the thread the theme or whether it's the threads that's through it, but it's got to be obvious that it's got something to do with thread. And you upload it to, well, you upload it obviously to Dream, and you share it in Dreamport today for it to be part of the Scholar and Scribe. And you also should put it into the Scholar and Scribe community. So make sure that the story you're preparing matches their rules. Does that make sense to you? Right. Yep. And it usually use the Dreamport challenge tag as well. Okay. Because there's different meanings to the word thread, so that gives you different themes to work with. Like Bluefin wrote his about threads in threads in the character's life. You might write it about sewing. Who knows? Today, yes, for this week, anyways. And then there'll be. I don't believe I saw a word count. And there'll be a different prompt next week. It'll be the same type of thing, but it'll be a different prompt. Azaria, did you have any idea what I was talking about? Yeah. So there's a community called Scholar and Scribe that Dreamport is collaborating with this month. So you don't write much fiction, do you? No, you're not, but doesn't mean that fiction has to be your thing. Doesn't have to be good. You just have to enjoy doing it. So don't force yourself. Like I didn't do this week. I didn't actually read the collaboration post until this morning. So I didn't do one for this week. I may do one next week. Although the day's not over. Who knows where I will end up going with it. Anybody else got anything they want to share? Okay. Looks like we've run out Pimp Your Post Thursday for today. You've been listening to Shadows Pub, host Pimp Your Post Thursday. Thank you for joining us on PYPT, and join us next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, keep on creating, and it's all about community. And oh yeah, bye Wilma.